This one? This one. The MRN 654 from Down4Sound. This is a very small, lightweight Neo speaker at $100 a pair, 180 watts RMS. As far as a Neo speaker goes, it's a pretty good deal. Let's see if it's any good. So to limit the low-end distortion on this speaker, I set a 110 hertz high-pass crossover. This speaker plays pretty well from, I'd say, about 155 all the way up to 3000 hertz, so this would work very well in a two-way situation. Frequency response on this speaker is very flat. I mean, it's a very well-behaved, well-performing speaker. It gets a little squirrely up here above 4K, but as long as you install a low-pass filter or something like that to get that out of there in order to get your tweeters and everything matched up, I think this would be a pretty good speaker. But let's look at the distortion. It takes 12 watts of power to reach 110 decibels. This is a pretty sensitive speaker. Looking at distortion at 110 decibels, you're around the 5% mark at the lower frequencies, and then it dips around 2%. So overall, distortion-wise, this isn't a terrible speaker. Cranking it up to 100 watts, distortion gets a little bit heavier, with it peaking over 10% at the lower frequencies and climbing up to 5% at the higher frequencies. So distortion-wise, not too bad, not too great. So this speaker is rated for 180 watts RMS based on the distortion measurements at 100 watts. Could you bring it up to 180 watts RMS? You probably could bring it up to 180 watts. You're probably going to have to bump the high pass crossover a little bit up to probably about 200 hertz, and then I think you'd be pretty safe playing this speaker that high. So the MRN 654 from Down4Sound. If you want to get into a Neo speaker, something lightweight to keep the weight off your doors, this is a pretty good option. Distortion is managed. It's not too bad. Frequency response is really good. So, for $100 a pair, not too bad. Boosh.